Hello, and welcome back to our third installment of Ask VRC. I know we're a week late on our uploads, but since it was Easter weekend, we took a quick break, but we'll be returning to our normal upload schedule starting now. Today's episode will be based around the many content creators of VRChat. With that being said, let's go to Necker for the questions.
Before we start, let's introduce our content creators.
Sure, my name is Roshan, or Hello Roshan in game, and I just sing and play guitar, jam out a lot. That's what I do.
Yeah, my name's Trevor in real life, and then in game it's Boonty user. I don't know why, but in game I play guitar with a lot of people and just jam with people a lot.
Sure, I'm Sparkle Love, and my occupation is, I guess I'm a singer, musician-y person in VRChat. I also make video games with my husband.
Hello, I am Lychee Lo-Fi Core, and I like to doodle.
I'm Winters, and I make avatars and worlds.
Oh, well, my name's Karita, and my occupation would be a website developer and Twitch streamer / avatar creator.
For the first question, what was your creative force behind your avatar, your world, your artwork, or your music?
Ooh, I like that question. Because honestly, if you asked me that, in August or July of last year, I didn't really have much, right? I hadn't really picked up my guitar in almost a year. I hadn't really done much. And then I happened to stumble upon this game, right? And I hopped on, and I met a bunch of people that started, playing music and kept on encouraging me to, get better and, learn new things and try new things. And honestly, that's the only reason that I'm playing right now, because otherwise, I probably wouldn't have picked up my guitar even now, so.
Yeah, dude, I had something pretty similar actually. So I played guitar for 10 years or something now, and until I started playing VRChat maybe a year and a half ago or something, I hadn't been really getting that good. But I started playing VRChat and I started playing every day, hours a day with people. I got better so much exponentially quicker. It's just been a lot of energy to do music is on VRChat. You can find that here.
What is the creative force behind my music? I think my main drive is just wanting to give people a really nice day, picking someone up a little bit. That's the creative drive, I guess. Self-expression, of course, but making people happy is a big part of my motivation and drive.
I guess like a lot of artists, I've been drawing since I was a child, but I would say that sometime after high school, I was thinking to myself, what am I going to do with my life? I've always drawn, I guess I might as well try to get good at it. And it was on that day that I drove to Best Buy and bought my very first Wacom digital tablet. And I kept at it, messed around with it, and the rest is history.
Honestly, I've always tried to find an outlet for creativity. I'm not an artist, I can't draw, nothing like that, but when I first started playing VRChat, I could see everyone having their custom avatars, and I was kind of like, I think I can do that. So I did a little bit of research, and I learned how, and it just flourished from there, and I just now have an outlet that I can throw my creativity into.
Oh, well, so when I first made an avatar, it was mostly because I wanted to have something unique. I used someone else's avatar for the first day or two, but then I was like, I want something for myself, and I learned how to do something. And then, 2 days in, I had already made something that got attention, and I just kept making avatars because I liked the positive attention around me, and then people just kept surrounding me saying, holy shit, that guy's doing he did a meme, he made a knuckles pop out of his hand, and I put it in a blender, and I just kept doing little things like that, and I just kept building off of that until I pretty much had made a career around it.
The second question, what would be your way or method for getting out of a creative block?
My method for getting out of a creative block, honestly, for me, I like to surround myself with creative people, right? So usually, if I hit a creative block, someone has an idea that kind of like pushes me out of it, you know? It's not something that I necessarily, it's still something I'm working on personally, but um like me and Boonty, we did a collab recently and we had some ideas, and like I was not sure like how this was gonna go or something, and then he would send me stems of like guitar, and I'd be like, oh my god, yes, I know exactly like the sound I'm going for that, you know? Like it's something I'm still working on though, like getting out of creative blocks. It happens all the time.
Yeah, that same thing definitely happens to me too. I even like recently I've been getting in a lot of creative blocks. I like to one thing I do is just try something completely new, like music in a completely new genre or like a new instrument or something, because I do a lot of writing, so that helps me a lot. And then also, like Roshan said, collaboration is definitely a big way. And VRChat is like the best way of surrounding yourself with musicians, I think. Just like right there.
Ooh, getting out of a creative block usually just means that you are judging yourself too hard. And the thing to do is get real exhausted, or like if you drink, probably getting drunk would help, and just write or do. And don't think about what it is until later, and just record all of it. Just put no thought into it, no effort, and just go. That's my best suggestion.
Well, personally, I tend to only start a drawing when I'm feeling inspired or I'm in the mood. And I don't think it's good for somebody, a creative person, to constantly force himself and think, oh, I have to be creative today. I have to think of something. What am I going to do? If ideas aren't coming, I don't think you should force yourself to come up with something amazing from scratch. Though, if anything, I think you can always practice drawing some things from life if you can't think of anything on the spot. I mean, drawing from life is always a good thing for practice, and you could do some anatomy or work on your values from looking outside the window and drawing what you see. And what usually gets me in the mood to fire up Photoshop and start drawing something is randomly stumbling upon some amazing artwork online. And at first I think, oh god, this is so good, I'll never be able to do that. And then some time passes and I think, oh, you know what, maybe I can do that. And then I open up Photoshop and I try to make something similar. I don't try to do the same thing, but I make something inspired by it. And at my skill level, of course, it's not going to be anywhere close to as amazing as what I just saw. But I take comfort in knowing that because I did this and took the time to do it, that I am one step closer.
I kind of just change gears. I decide to do something different. If I get stuck doing avatars, I switch to worlds, or I come up with a crazy particle system, or I do some kind of weird meme thing. Like, I just completely change what I'm doing. That way I can come back to the first thing after my mind's cleared.
Huh. Well, maybe I would say definitely looking at YouTube and seeing what other creators are doing. And not just creators in this community, though, like in broad spectrum. Like, you can watch PewDiePie, and he does videos where he's making, he's just watching tons of different memes. And then from there, I might get a commission, and someone will commission me for something I never thought of. And then I'll ask them, hey, can I add something to that thought of yours? Because when I was making it, it made me think, oh, wait, your idea is great, but what if I add this to it for free? And then we get a little bit of a mix going on. So I guess the only thing that helped me was checking other creative avenues plus other people's minds. And then that would help me get out of a creative block if I had to say anything.
The third question: what part of your creative process makes it all worth it to you?
For me, kind of getting to a point where okay, hold on, let me think about this. So, I guess for me, the the thing that like really makes it worth it is kind of like the encouragement that I get from like the community. The community like on here, and not just here, like the people that I've met on here, I talk on like I text and then like I talk to on Discord all the time. Like the encouragement that I get from continuing to do what I do. You know, they'll hear the same song, like me play the same song a million times, but it keeps on pushing me to like get better. And so when I get to a point where I'm like really happy, or when people tell me like that my music made their day or something like that, like it really like keeps me, you know, going, pushing forward.
Yeah, I would say honestly, it's just like music is just like one of the best feelings to me. Like making music or playing music with people is just like probably like the most fun, or not even fun, but just like fulfillment I could have at a certain time, I guess. And having people around and like encouraging me to do it just makes it happen more often. It just helps me do it more. So I think that's the situation.
Oh, dude, the whole part of the creative process makes it worth it to me. I love every single step. It's all good. It's all lovely. I've never been so passionate about something, actually. It's been quite a treat. This whole year has been wild.
It's the point where every stroke I put down starts to come together and serve a purpose. Often when I start a project, I go through the whole assortment of emotions. Frustration, worry, and disappointment. I think this is not coming together at all. This is going to suck. It's going to look terrible. Why do I even draw? But I keep at it. I keep at it, and the composition starts to work out. And the whole piece that I was ready to designate as dead and void of any beauty or worth gradually starts coming to life. And I finally start to feel good about it. Eventually I finish, and I always spend some time looking at it. I think back to my awful high school doodles. Hell, I think back to what I'd done a month ago. Then I look at what I've done now, and I think, this actually came from my hands. And maybe if I keep going, I'll eventually become like my artistic idols. And maybe this was actually worth it after all. This is what I love to do, and seeing the results, what I've dedicated so much of my life to, is what makes it worth it to me.
Honestly, I love seeing the reactions. My favorite thing to do with my group of friends is just surprise them with something like, oh, hey, I made you this avatar, or this outfit, or hey, look how cool this is, or come up with some kind of weird project and just do it, and no one knows it's a thing until it's finally there. And I just love seeing that reaction, just everyone's surprise, or the wow. That's what I love doing, is just making people happy that way.
Yeah, it would have to be the people's reactions. Just today, for example, I logged on and I'm in a world and I see someone join, and then they're in one of my avatars, and I say, wow, you're in one of my avatars, and they're like, holy shit, you made this? Thank you so much. I love it. Every time I use it in front of my friends, they laugh, they have a great time. Plus, when I open up a video like Foxy or any other Twitch compilation on YouTube, every single day, without fail, something I've made is in there. Whether it's me or not, someone else is using something I've done, and I just love that. I love the reactions.
And for our bonus question, what is some advice you can give to someone who is just starting out or interested in this field?
That it's never too late to like pick it up or to do something, and to keep working at it, because once you like accomplish something, and once you start getting into it, like it's one of the best feelings, like Boonty was saying. It's almost like a way for me to like de-stress too, you know, Like I've always found myself like happier when I am playing music versus like periods of my life when I'm not. And so I just keep like picking it up. Surround yourself with people that are also supportive and also like determined, you know, to keep moving forward. And I feel like surrounding yourself with those kind of people really does a lot of the heavy lifting for you. You know, you just naturally want to improve, naturally want to get better, show them things that you've been working on and things like that.
I would say kind of similar to Roshan. You just like, you gotta play with people. Just like go play with anybody you can. It doesn't matter. Like you might think you're like too bad to jam with somebody. You might be scared or something, but it's really like you there's a place for everybody to play in music. And you can easily play with somebody even if they're like been playing for way longer than you or something. And again, in my experience, VRChat was that community, I guess, those people. And that was like super good for me, so that might work for a lot of people, but just play with people and you'll want to do it more.
Oh gosh, advice. Well, I am still just starting out and interested in this field, I guess, in a sense. I've only been learning guitar for a year. The thing that I can tell you is don't stop. And don't do it for any reason other than it making you happy. That would be my biggest pieces of advice, because the world is flooded with creative people, and if you can't do it to make yourself happy, you're just going to be miserable. And that's no way to feel about music, because music is beautiful.
Other than the cliche, just keep going at it, because as much as you hear it, it's really important. Just keep going at it. I would say the most practical piece of advice I could give in terms of visual art is, and this is going to sound a little bit vague, but it is to draw what you see. Just draw what you see. Because everything we see around us, it is just a shape. Everything is just a piece of matter, and it's a shape, and when you draw it as an artist, you're just making shapes onto a piece of paper or a canvas. So if you were to draw an apple and you're looking at it, don't think of it as drawing an apple. Because if you do, your brain is going to take over and think, oh, it's just an apple. I know what that looks like. I got this. And what you end up with is some sort of generic looking cartoon heart-shaped apple. So don't draw that apple as an apple. Draw it as a shape, as some weird looking lumpy round thing that resembles what we call an apple. So bottom line is just draw what you see in front of you as it is. I mean, people think drawing hands is hard, and it is. But what the hell is a hand if not some weird bulgy square with some fat little tentacles coming out of it? It's just a shape. So just draw that shape. Of course, you'll need practice, but you'll get there, and eventually you'll become better at representing that shape.
Honestly, just if you want to make something and learn how to do it, just either go on YouTube, watch some tutorials, watch people streaming while they're making it so you've got someone to ask questions. Go watch Shanzo. Shanzo is very good at creating avatars, and if you have a question, he'll answer it in the stream. I would recommend that. Like, I still learn things sometimes when I'm watching him. Just go out there and just start learning. If you want to do it, just try. Your first avatar, sure, it might look awful, it might be completely broken, but the second time you redo it, it'll be better, and then it'll be better and be better. And just start. That's all I have to say, is just start doing it, and you will get there.
Ooh, well, they have okay, so people just starting out now, they have a lot better tools than what people starting out back then had. I started about a year ago. There wasn't much information. VRChat was just becoming interesting because of the Knuckles meme. Now you got tons of tutorials. Like, for example, I release tons of tutorials myself, And so people that back then would have nothing but I had a PDF. I just looked at a PDF and it told me how to make an avatar. But now you got video after video. Not just me, but tons of people make videos on YouTube on every little thing. And I would say just, watch. There's also streamers that stream making avatars. Go to their Twitch channel, watch them, ask questions, and, just go from there. Is what I would say.
So I had a segment or a outro planned for this video, but I liked these guys so much. I really wanted you to hear them. So for the outro, this is going to be these guys playing. It's Hello Roshan, a Bounty user. You've already heard their interviews, but I want you to listen to their music. It's really good. And thank you for watching Ask VRC, and I hope you like the music they'll play.
Missing your face and your touch, missing your kiss and your love, missing every little bit of piece of you. Baby, would you meet me halfway? 'Cause I'm down for you. Ooh, the many things that I would do just to feel you, to hold you. Girl, it's so hard not to have you here. You're probably sitting like me, missing you, baby. No, promise to listen before you sleep. 'Cause when I'm staring at the stars, looking at the moon, wishing that I could be there with you. It's okay and it's alright. Baby, listen to this lullaby. Good night, sleep tight. Dream away with me tonight. Take it away, Bootsy. Sit on the phone, busting all night until the early morning. It's still not the same when you're far away. Hearing your voice, I got no choice. It's the only way for me to feel closer. I guess till then, just listen. 'Cause when I'm staring at the stars, looking at the moon, wishing that I could be there with you. It's okay and it's alright. Baby, listen to this lullaby. Good night, sleep tight. Dream away with me tonight.